Hello, let's do this all over again, because the first time I recorded this video, for some reason I had no audio, despite my mic being on. So here we go again. In my first video I mentioned that I made some 30 plus mod nations for this game, so I decided to at least showcase some of them. My main body of work was porting Heroes of Might and Magic 3 Nations to Dominions 5. Well, Dominions 4 at first. I took some liberties, of course, and mostly I was using existing Dominions sprite as the base, but I also used some of the Heroes of Might and Magic sprites, as you can see the Griffins here. So the lore nobody cares about, I just copy-pasted it from the wiki. Let's take a look at the units first. I don't know why they are ordered differently here. The first should be the Pikeman. This is just a human with a pike, formation fighter, and some plate armor. Erathia is probably one of the most boring ones from the Heroes of Might and Magic 3 nations. Then we have the Halberd there. Yes, the same Pikeman but with a Halberd. We have the Archer, just a normal archer, and a marksman with a crossbow. Still nothing extraordinary. The swordsman, who is just a swordsman. But now we get something more interesting. The Crusader. He has full plate armor, decent attack and defense skills. He's slow, costs a lot, but he has high morale and has the Crusader sword, which has 2 attacks. Remember, in Heroes of Might and Magic 3, Crusaders attack twice. And I even ported the attack sound from that game. So these ones are pretty good. We also have the Cavaliers, who are our cavalry, of course. Plate armor. And this is our cap-only sacred, Initiate of the Sword. It is based on a unit from... not a unit, a monster from Might and Magic 7. They're very strong at that game. Just a great sword, full plate, armor, decent skills, and he's sacred. And we have Griffins, who have 3 attacks, size 5, so attack density is not that good. Flying, Wasteland Survival, Mountain Survival, and Animal. Remember, in Might and Magic 7 they can be found in the mountains of Erathia and in the desert of Bracada. That's why I gave him these survivals. And we have the Hunting Griffin, who has Forest Survival. I do not know why, I do not remember why. And also a Patrol bonus and Berserker. They are slightly more expensive. Commanders. We have the Spy. You remember in Might and Magic 7 there was a quest line about the Erathian Spy. So I decided to give this nation spies instead of scouts. Erathian Commander, who is just an indie commander with a different shield. So the Griffin Tamer. Here is Beastmaster. He can lead only 10 troops. So he can be useful to lead raiding parties of Griffins to exploit their mobility. And if the rider dies, the Royal Griffin keeps fighting. We have the Champion, who is our good leader, leadership 80, and it's mounted. Now we have the monk, who is our basic priest, but he's not that basic, you will see when we get to spells. Because this nation gets some unique holy spells. We have novice elementalists, who are just basic, very basic mages with a single random elemental path. Initiate, astral magic, holy magic. Zealots, who have holy magic and air magic, they're your evocation casters. You know, this is a Heroes of Might and Magic 3, I think, map sprite. Not a combat sprite. And zealots throw lightning bolts, so I decided to give them air magic. We also have normal elementalists who have a single level in all the elemental paths. They are old and they get some randoms. Champion of the Sword is a cup-only sacred priest commander with inspirational. Well, this is just a commander version of the Initiate of the Sword. Then we have the Master, who is our Holy 3 Astral 3 Mind Blaster, Sacred Inquisitor and old. Why does he have the Mind Blast? Because in the Mind to Magic series you have several schools of magic, and one of them is Magic of the Self, that focuses on 3 aspects of the self: body, mind and spirit. And Mind Blast is actually one of the spells from the Mind School. Then we have the War Zealot. Fire magic, air magic, astral magic and randoms. And old. So they are your cup-only evocation casters. And they are based on the War Zealot unit from that In the Wake of Gods mod for Heroes of Might and Magic 3. So that's it. Our starting side produces a pearl, 2 air gems, 2 fire gems per turn. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you that mod nations were much more popular in multiplayer games in Dominions 3, because people tried to make mods balanced with the vanilla power level. But starting from Dominions 4, most of the mod nations, for some reason became much stronger than vanilla nations. And that's why mod games only used mod nations, while in Dominion 3, multiplayer games usually featured a mix of mod and vanilla nations. And when I was making mods for Dominions 4 and then porting them to Dominions 5, I was trying to make their power level equal to those of the vanilla nations. So that's one of the reasons why my mods were not popular. The other ones, well, my nations aren't very gimmicky and aren't that much fun for some people because of that. And also, a lot of people do not like my sprites. I heard a lot of criticisms. Let's check out our pretender roster. So this is actually an updated version that is not released yet. I am giving all the Heroes of Might and Magic 3 nations some unique pretenders, because I am preparing to host a game Well, I'm actually not going to be the host, Malakal is going to host. So if you download the mod right now, you won't see any of the national pretenders. You have the Emissary of War, who is size 5, Astral Magic, has 4 miscellaneous slots. Poison resistant magic being, ethereal, floating, inspiring researcher, adept researcher, and magic power. Emissary of Mana, in 4 miscellaneous slots, but one of taken by the Eye of the Void, that gives extra penetration and spirit side. Air magic, astral magic, poison resistance, magic being, ethereal, floating, spirit side, farcaster, combat caster, and only one eye. I think I gave it an extra eye. Yes. Right, number of eyes, currently 3. Maybe it means originally 3. Okay, that's weird. We have the Emissary of War, who is a Titan with a torch, a magic torch. Fire magic, earth magic, fire resistance, poison resistance, magic being, reinvigoration, and ambidextrous. In case you want to kit him out with some magic weapons. We have the Emissary of Peace. She can throw lightning, air magic, water magic, shock resistance, cold resistance, poison resistance, magic being, resource bonus 50. Reduces unrest and spreads growth. All the emissaries were based again on some independent units from that In the Wake of Gods mod for Heroes of Might and Magic 3. I was not a big fan of that mod, but there are some nice additional units. We have the Imperial Griffin, just a big griffin, a monster pretender with 2 miscellaneous slots, fire magic, air magic, fire resistance, flying, mountain survival, siege bonus, recuperation, and patrol bonus, a big one. Also the Angelic Avenger, who is an angel with fire and air magic, invulnerable 25. Shock, fire resistance, magic being, flying, patrol bonus, spirit side, combat caster. He has a black steel plate and an Avenger sword. It is magic, armor piercing, double damage against demons, and has a follow-up fire effect. Also, all angels have their attack sound from the original game. Basically, this is a variant of the Virtue Pretender. Then we have the Paragon of Erathia, who is a normal human with exceptional skills, ambidextrous, inspirational. He dual wields magic swords, has an enchanted helmet, full plate mail, and 2 additional weapons skills of the Paragon. I think that I literally stole it from Better Arena or Worthy Heroes. So one of them causes eye loss, the other one instant kill, hard finding. And he has 5 Crusaders, a retinue, and no magic at all. So that's unique, I think. Alright, now let's see. Remember I told you about the magic of mind, body and spirit? We have the Grandmasters. Grandmaster of body. He has a stone fist, because in Might and Magic 7, I think 8 and 6 as well, there was a Hammer Hands spell for body magic. That's what it's supposed to represent. And 4 tentacles. Yes, nature and blood magic. I think that's the only way to get into blood for this nation. Supply bonus, adept crossbreeder, and ambidextrous. Then we have the Grandmaster of Spirit, who is again a human-sized pretender with astral and death magic. He is invisible and has spirit sight. Invisibility is something rare, so I find it interesting. And we have the Grandmaster of Mind, who has Astral 2, Innate Spellcaster 1, so he casts 2 spells per turn, which can be powerful, but I think it messes with the scripting. And Void Sanity, because why not? Okay, let's pick any of them. And I'll show you the national magic. Okay, what do we have in Conjuration? Do we have anything? We have the Portal of Glory, Fire 2, Air 3, 35 Fire Gems. Summons an Angel Lord and 6 Angels. For the Greater Portal of Glory, F3A3, 70 Gems. Summons a Supreme Archangel, 6 Archangels and 6 Angels. I'll show you them later. In Alteration we have Hammer Hands, which is Fists of Iron, but Holy One and known immediately without any research. And Poison Resistance. Again, this resists poison, but shifted to another path. That's based on the body magic from Might and Magic 7. We have Might. This is Strength of Giants, I think. And Lightning Reflexes, which is Quickness. Again, in Holy. In Construction we have an Earth Ritual, Earth 2, 12 Gems, Forge Bargings. Basically, this spell summons Battle Griffins. I'll show you them later. Enchantment, nothing. Blood, of course, nothing. And Thaumaturgy. We have Turn Undead. In Holy Magic, not in Death. We have Cause Fear, which is Frighten, Sensory Override, which is Fascination, and Misfortune, which is a Curse. Curses are not nice. We have Call for Recruits, 5 Astral Pearls, 2 Astral, Holy 3. Summon some Ardent Crusaders, I'll show them later. You have Spiritual Animation. It creates Soulless in combat. This is not a ritual spell. You have Heroism, 20 Pearls, Astral 2, Holy 3, summons Master of the Sword. And finally we have Call a Crusade, 40 Gems, Astral 5. This spell is a global enchantment, and when it is cast, every your province has a chance to spawn some Ardent Crusaders or Battle Griffins. So that's all the spells, but let's take a look at the summons. Okay, I need to use this showcase. With the Pretended God, Erathia, and this is when we can check out the summons. And wait, what is that? Okay, so let's see. We have the Dragon Slayer. This is a hero. This is Charles Quixote. You might remember him from Might and Magic 7 and then Might and Magic 8, where he was an NPC. And Ebonest is his Dragon Slaying Spear. That was an artifact in his games. Or at least one of them, I think Might and Magic 8. He has elemental resistances and inspirational, so to survive Dragon Breath. And he has a retinue of 4 Dragon Hunters. who are just great swordsmen with elemental resistances and formation fighter. We also have Catherine Iron Fist, the hero. She is very boring, she has no magic, she is a great leader, has a castle defense bonus and inspirational. Just basically a free good commander that you can get. Also, we have Roland Iron Fist, who is old, has a lot of magic paths, fire, air, astral and death. And we have the Alchemist Knight, the Christian, remember the hero? Based on Christian Dior. He has fire, earth, nature, magic. Probably I think that's the only way to get nature magic natively. Siege bonus, because Ballista was his specialty in the game. Fly bonus and tax collector and gold maker. He's an alchemist. Also, there is an event that gives you some bowmen with longbows, led by an elite archer. These are based on the monsters from Might and Magic 7. Elite archers, they can cast lightning, so I gave them air magic. This is a rare event. Then we have angels. They have no armor, but they have angelic swords, armor piercing, double damage against demons, magical, and follow-up fire effect. They are sacred, have all 5. Standard, invulnerable, shock and fire resistance, magic beam and flying, and good skills overall, and magic resistance 17. Then we have the Archangel, who is an angel but with a shield, bigger size, better skills, and all 6, and recuperation. Because remember in Heroes of Might and Magic they resurrect people, so a resurrection would be too strong, so I give them recuperation, they heal themselves. Then we have the Angel Lord. This is the sprite ripped from Might and Magic 7, who is basically the same angel with inspirational and some armor. He is a commander. And Supreme Archangel, who is an archangel with fire magic and holy magic, who is again a commander, inspirational 2, and also healer, so he heals not only himself but others automatically. And we have the Master of the Sword, who has a great sword of sharpness, holy 3, full armor, and good skills. Who are not shown here are the Ardent Crusader, who is basically a Crusader with slightly lower skills and no gold cost, so there is no upkeep. And Battle Griffins, who are Griffins with combat bardings, so they have some armor. And that's basically it for the nation. I think I even played in multiplayer in Dominions 4 and lost miserably. Other nations from this series will be more interesting, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope the sound will actually exist here this time. So see you next time.